What's up, guys? It's Matt here, Backwoods Ministry. I got the sniffles, man. All this dust and cold weather. But anyway, none of that's important. I'm out here in the shop and at my house, and it's sometime around 2 p.m. November 18th, Friday afternoon, 2022nd year of our Lord. And just got finished with all of my properties for the day, and decided when I got back to the house I would hop on here and talk to y'all, as I got some catching up to do, man. Need to make up for lost time. But anyway, I'll tell y'all a little something that happened to me. You know, this is not a prophecy update or Bible study or anything like that. But I do just want to give y'all a little piece of what's been going on in my life here the past 2 or 3 months, and shed some light on some things. But you know, most of you know I have my own business now. I am a lawn care provider slash landscaper, and I'm a solo operator. You know, I have my trailer, equipment, my whole setup, all that. And you know, most times during the week, I have to pull my trailer, my lawn care trailer, to my full-time job with me, because I'll have jobs lined up for when I get off of work on those days. And I know during the summertime I had my trailer with me just about every day. But anyway, ever since last, I want to say it was last September, you know, I had borrowed my father-in-law's trailer. It was the day that I went to go buy my zero turn mower for my business. It was the first piece of equipment I bought. And when I went to go buy it, I had my father-in-law's trailer hooked up and brought it to work with me, because I had to drive about 45 minutes to go pick it up. It was a really good deal on the mower. And some of the guys at work was asking me why I had a trailer with me. They was just curious, you know, because they'd never seen me drag a trailer to work with me. I told them, you know, I'm going to go pick up a zero turn mower. Well, that triggered a whole chain of events. You know, a bunch of questions started getting asked. I was like, what you need a zero turn for, that little bitty yard you got? You know, just decided I wanted one, and they know better. They're not stupid. You know, I should have never told anybody that I was getting a zero turn mower, but they're not dumb. They know that I'm not going to cut my yard with a riding lawnmower. And I mean, it might be an eighth of an acre, if that. But it takes me about 20 minutes to mow my lawn with a push mower. But anyway, they were all just had that look on their face, and you know, just giving me a hard time. You know, pretty much knew what I was doing. Well, wasn't long after that, my supervisor started questioning me, and never had a problem with my supervisor before. Me and him's always got along. You know, he became my supervisor right at the beginning of the COVID shutdowns, when all these big companies started having layoffs and people started being forced to sit home. You know, we went from working 4 days a week to 2, sometimes 3 days a week, or 3, sometimes 2 days a week. And but I never lost my job. I worked steady through the whole pandemic, and I was one of the fortunate ones. You know, I was blessed. But me and him became pretty close. You know, we gained a lot of respect for each other. And then he started questioning me. I guess some of the guys, went back and told my supervisor that I was starting my own lawn care business, and that they need to keep their eyes out, keep their eye on me, that I was up to no good. Well, you know, the relationship we had, slowly and slowly and slowly, it started diminishing. Well, we found out my stepdad had cancer, and I asked everybody at work for prayer for a through a group text, and told told my supervisor that there was probably going to be some times where I had to where I either had to miss work or swap routes with somebody because I needed to be close by to help. You know, I didn't know what to expect. I've never experienced anything like that before. Never went through anything like that with anybody close. And well, he pretty much told me. He said, you know, that's not the way this works. We can't uh, we can't bend the rules for one person, and we can't. You know, we got a business to run. Basically, he was basically telling me we've got a business to run, and no, we can't do that. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, which was, I knew was a bold faced lie because they've done it several times for a lot of other employees, and then I used a sick day to go watch my daughter, my oldest daughter, play in her very last high school softball game. She didn't get a scholarship or anything like that. You know, she just it was going to be her last time playing softball ever, and so I wanted to be there. You know, to support my baby girl in her last game, and well, I got written up for that. They told me that I had called out 5 times within a year, which was a lie. I hadn't. I don't call out sick, guys. If I'm sick, got the sniffles, stomach ache, whatever, you know, I go to work. There's got to be something wrong for me to call out. I don't like that. That's not me. I got a family to support. I got bills to pay. Plus, I don't like to put nobody in a bind. But so we had words about that. You know. Then, you know, I work 4 days a week. We all do. And they forced me to work. We had a guy retire. What was it? It was September last year. We had a guy retire. And when he retired, they filled the position. And everybody got that 5th day off except for me. And that went on from September all the way to March. And yeah, it's only working 5 days a week, but doing the type of work that we do, it's a different type of work. I mean, it's 16, 15, 12, 13, all the way up to 16-hour days. And it's excruciating work. I mean, it's back-breaking work. And everybody I deal with and everybody around here that knows where I work, they're like, no, sir, not me. No way I can do it. So, I mean, it's a tough job. And not just anybody can go out and do this job. But I finally put my foot down about that and showed out. And so I guess that's what it took for me to finally get my days off that were owed to me. And well, wasn't long after that, on a Wednesday, you guys know my Wednesday is my light day, because that's when I was doing all my videos before my page, something happened with my page. But on Wednesday one day, my supervisor called me and told me, he was like, hey man, we got a guy that's got COVID. He just got back from COVID, and but he's still sick. And he's struggling to breathe. I need you to go give him a hand. I told him, I said, I'm not gonna do it. And he said, why? I said, because I don't want COVID. I don't want to get sick. I said, the man's over there sick. I said, I'm not going to do it. I said, send him home, and then I'll go take the route over, or you can get somebody else to do it, one or the other. I said, but I'm not going to be around this guy. I said, nothing against him. I said, but I don't want to bring that crud home to my family. Well, he got mad at me about that. Whatever. And then slowly, over the course of the summer, you know, my business picked up, and it picked up a lot. And it's, you know, my days off are Fridays. That's when I do most of my lawn care. Friday, I do a good bit on Saturday, and I try to leave Sundays for makeup days, and I'll do stuff during the week too. But my supervisor would text me probably 2 or 3 times a month and tell me he needed me to work on Friday, and I'd have to tell him, say, man, I'm sorry, I can't. I've got stuff going on. And he wouldn't reply. And he would always just, or, you know, either that, or if he did reply, he'd be like, man, you know, I don't ask for much. And I'm like, and I would always reply back like, yeah, I don't either. And but you guys get it. I got to look out for myself in some situations. But well, I got overlooked for a supervisor position, and there were other things that happened, and some stuff I just don't care to get into. And then about 2 months ago, it was on a Tuesday. I got to work, and there was a note left on my paperwork by one of our shuttle drivers letting me know that I have a flat tire, just in case I didn't see it. And that he had called the tire shop, and they were supposed to be on the way to repair it. That was at 1:30 in the morning when he called the tire shop. They had a guy on call, and they told him that he would be there as soon as they got an opportunity. And told him it should be within an hour or two. So that's the message he relayed to me. Well, I got there, and sure enough, nobody had been there to change the tire. So I called our shop at the place I work, our truck shop. They got through to the tire company, wanted to know why the tire hadn't been changed yet, so on and so forth. You guys get the deal. Well, the on-call technician called me and told me that he was on the way, that he would be there within about 15-20 minutes. This was at 4:30 in the morning. I was supposed to start at 4. Well, he called me at 4:30 in the morning and told me he'd be about 15 or 20 minutes. Well, an hour and a half later at 6 o'clock, he shows up. There's nothing I can do driving an 18-wheeler that's fully loaded. I could not leave out on a flat tire. And I'm sure you guys understand, you know, we can't change our own tires. We don't have spare tires. We don't have the proper equipment to jack a trailer or a tractor up to change out a tire. It's not like a regular vehicle. But you know, I'm pretty calm about everything. I understood the guy. He was by himself. He was a one-man show, trying to cover all the on-call stuff, the roadside emergencies and all that. So I kept my cool, didn't say anything with him, informed everybody that the man had just got there and he had just changed the tire, and that I was headed out. And I had a 2.5-hour drive to my very first stop. Well, I get about 40 minutes from that stop, and a woman runs a stop sign and stops in the middle of an intersection while I'm doing 65. She stops about in the middle of an intersection about 30 yards from me, and I T-bone right into her, right into the passenger side of her car. Well, the woman is okay. She did have to have some surgery. She broke her neck, had a few broke ribs, had some bleeding on her brain. But praise God, she survived it. She's good to go. She's recovering. And Talked to her husband. He was good. He was completely understanding. He knew it was her fault, and he was not wanting to press charges. He flat out told me, he said, look, don't let this ruin your career. He said, this kind of stuff happens. This is not your fault. You're young. You got your whole life ahead of you. Don't let this hold you back. Great guy, very understanding. And he knew that it could potentially put me in a bad spot. And I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation like that before. Any of you that may drive a truck, I'm sure you can understand. You hit somebody in a fully loaded tractor trailer doing 65. It's not, while they're sitting still, it's not going to be pretty. Well, had to take care of everything with the accident, the police report, everything. We had drive cam and everything proved that it was not my fault. There was nothing I could do to avoid that wreck, other than causing another wreck to try to avoid that one. And I don't know if you guys can hear or not, but my little teacup poodle is inside the door over here raising sand at me, wanting to come out here. But give me just a second, guys. I'll bring her out here. Hey, baby. Come on. Come out here with Daddy. Stand right there for a second. Pick you back up. Come here. Where you at? Come here. Come here, baby. Anyway, this is Bristol, guys. This is my little teacup poodle, and she's about 3 years old now. Sweet as she can be. She's full grown. She's not going to get any bigger than this. Sweetest dog in the world. Cute as a button. And we are just tickled pink to have her. We love her around here. But this is my little baby right here. And she loves her mama more than she loves anybody, though. But anyway, enough of that. On with the story. I had to contact my company. I'm 4 hours away from where our warehouse is, and had to contact them. Talk to my supervisor. Talk to our safety man, and also talk to our truck shop guy. Well, my supervisor told me that as long as I don't get a citation, and as long as the accident is not my fault, I will not have to take a drug or alcohol test, and that they would not try to terminate me. Well, two of my salesmen, there's a man and a lady, came down there, and because I was a long ways from Augusta, and they came down there. They were in the area, that's their territory. They came down to where I was at a convenience store down there to keep me company until my ride showed up. My ride was still an hour and a half, 2 hours out. And they showed up to keep me company till my ride showed up. And, that was very, very generous of them. They didn't have to do that, take time out of their day to do that. But my ride was my supervisor. He showed up down there to get me. And while he was there, he acted like everything was cool, acted like we were buddies, homeboys, everything else. And so I'm thinking everything's okay, I'm still shook up about the accident. I was worried sick about that lady because I didn't know what condition she was in at the time. I was worried that she may be paralyzed. And so I'm thinking everything's hunky-dory. And he did tell me, and so did my safety man, they did tell me that I would have to miss work until an investigation is conducted. And my supervisor told me that our safety guy was going to be out of the office for the rest of the week. This happened on a Tuesday. I didn't get paid for Tuesday because it happened so early in the morning. And so I had to miss basically the entire week without pay. Pretty much the equivalent of getting suspended without pay for something that wasn't my fault. Well, he called me, or he texted me on Sunday, and asking me if I was good to go, ready to come back to work. I said, yeah, I was ready the day it happened. And he said, all right, well, I got you on the schedule to work tomorrow. I'm like, sweet, finally go back to work, get some things done, take care of my family. Well, Monday goes by, everybody's asking if I'm okay, because everybody heard, word travels fast, especially when you're out in the country. Well, everybody was asking, worried sick about me, and Tuesday, same thing, everybody worried sick about me. We played 900 questions with everybody. Well, Tuesday evening, when I got off work, I had to call my supervisor because I needed something. I needed some paperwork for a customer, is what it was. And he told me he would bring it to me the next day because he had to come and ride with me anyway. And I'm like, whoa, what you coming to ride with me for? Which I don't mind people riding with me. I'd like to have a heads up, And he said, yeah, I've got to come down and train you on driving. I was like, dude, I've been driving a truck since 2009. And he said, yeah, it's just protocol. I was like, but I've been back at work for 2 days now. And he said, I know, man. He said, it's just protocol. It's out of my hands. I'm just doing my job. I was like, all right, well, we start at 4. I said, well, I'll be there around 9. I said, whatever, which I didn't expect him to drive from Columbia, South Carolina to Augusta and be there by 4 o'clock in the morning waiting on me. So it's cool. Got through, he met up with me about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we rode around. And about halfway through the day, he told me, he said, we had to do an investigation on your accident. I said, okay. And he said, yeah, we had to have a vote to decide whether or not to keep you or let you go. I said, what do you mean you had to do a vote? He said, anytime there's something like that, when somebody has to go to the hospital, we have to have a vote after the investigation to decide whether or not to keep you. And I said, even though the camera clearly showed that it wasn't my fault, you still had to have a vote? I was like, I was told by the safety guy that as long as it's not my fault and as long as I don't get an investigation, or as long as I don't get a citation, that I don't have to worry about being terminated. He said, yeah, it's just protocol, man. He said, there's 10 of us that voted, and 2 of them voted to let you go, but, we decided to keep you because they voted to. I was like, why are we even having this conversation, And I asked him, I said, why would you even tell me this? I was like, if you decided to keep me, you should have just not even mentioned the vote. Well, ever since that day, things have kind of been funny between us. And he's just been acting real shady towards me. And my patience has done worn thin with him and the company. And which kind of leads me to believe that he might have been one of the ones that voted to let me go. But either way, I still have a job, praise God for that. But just wanted to fill y'all in on that. But my company is it's like I told my mom and my wife, I've got a target on my back now, and my company is trying to find a way to get rid of me because they know that it's a matter of time that I'm gonna be leaving anyway. So, yeah. But not long after that, the Lord actually spoke to me. And that is something that's only happened one other time in my life. And but he actually spoke to me, and he is wanting me to step out in faith. And that's something I'm still wrestling with the Lord on. And which I'm sure you guys have been there before, where the Lord puts something on your heart and you're wrestling it. You know, it's just a tough thing to do.
I was wondering where you were. I didn't see you in here, and I was like. And then Bristol, I didn't see Bristol, and I heard a dog barking outside. And I was like, oh Lord, she'd have escaped.
Say hey.
Hey,
That's my daughter, y'all. She's rude. Sorry.
sorry.
But anyway, just wanted to fill y'all in on all that, and I will tell y'all the rest of that story on another day because that is another story by itself. But that's all I got for y'all today, and I will try to get on here again soon. I guess I'll make a series out of this because it's such a long thing, and I don't want to burn y'all up all in one day. But I will hop back on here soon. And but until then, like I always say, y'all keep looking up because your redemption indeed draweth nigh. Love y'all. Bye.